So on page 21, we're going to talk about infant mortality. And this week, one of your readings is an excerpt from Hans Rosling's book, Factfulness. And I have that linked in our to-do list. The excerpt presents a very upsetting statistic. 4.2 million dead babies died in 2016. So we are going to talk a little bit more about that, about how to put that in perspective, even though it's an incredibly sad statistic. .2 million babies died. We could compare that to the number of babies there are in the whole world, or the number of babies born in 2016 might be a little bit easier to pin down, right? We need something that we can request data from a country. So they have birth records that we could access. We could compare the number of babies who died in another year, and I said 1950. So if we look at the 2016 dead babies and the 1950 dead babies, we can say that this is significantly lower than this. So that helps us to feel a little better. Or we can say, yeah, but the world's population is a lot bigger now. So there's this many babies born in 2016 and this many died. This many babies born in 1950 and this many died. So those are the types of comparisons we can do with the part over whole that we're learning about. We could also compare baby deaths to adult deaths. And one thing I learned recently is that very young children are actually at higher risk of dying than, say, teenagers or older children, or even middle-aged adults. So babies are very vulnerable until they get into their slightly older ages. So first we use subtraction to compare, which we learned recently. Use subtraction to compare the babies in 2016, babies who died in 2016 to the babies who died in 1950. So I wrote both numbers down, and then I will take the larger number minus the smaller number, just so that I don't get a negative number. And 10.2 million more babies died in 1950 than in 2016. So that's one type of comparison. Or you could say 10.2 million fewer babies died in 2016. I guess that would be another way to say it. Use division to compare the babies who died in 2016 to the babies who were born in 2016. So now this is a part over whole fraction. The babies who died are a portion of the babies born. So I write my fraction, 4.2 million over 141 million. The million words can cancel out. This is my decimal out of 1, which rounds to 0.3 over 1. Scale that up, and it's 3%. So 3% of babies died, born in 2016 died, and 3% is also known as the infant mortality rate. So that's worldwide. And we could compare infant mortality rates from one country to the next. Let's do the same process for babies died in 1950 to babies born in 1950. So you can pause this video and try it yourself and see what percentage you come up with. It looks like I came up with 15% mortality. So that's significantly higher back in 1950.